Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to take 2 of our color correcting class. Yesterday, when I went back and watched the original color correcting class, I noticed that the lighting was so bright you could not even see the colors of what I was applying. So I thought I would do a quick retake and show you the color so that you could see the difference. So just to recap, I've already prepped my skin with my skincare. My name is Jill Denson. Didn't even welcome everybody. Like I said, welcome. And for those of you who are watching the replay later, be sure and watch to the end for any specials we may be having. And I appreciate you watching. Today I'll be teaching on color correcting, and this is just a retake from yesterday. So like I was saying, I've already prepped my skin. I've cleansed, I've toned, and I've moisturized. I've applied a tight, firm, and fill to lift and a tight, firm, and fill on the eye. Now, it's really important to take care of our skin because no amount of really good makeup is going to actually cover up bad skin. So we need to correct our skin. So one of the things we need to always add, hey Jordan, welcome. Like I was saying, this is a retake from yesterday. But anyway, one of the things we always want to do is exfoliate, because this is a picture of our skin. Our skin naturally exfoliates every 30 days when we're in our 20s. When we get to be in our 30s and 40s, it slows down to 60 and 90 days. And so these are new skin cells, and then as our skin cells progressively die, they take in the sun, they take in ozone, and it kills it damages the skin cell, then they eventually die. So what happens is we need to get rid of this dead skin, otherwise it just sits there and it compacts and it gives us a dull look. We wonder, why is our makeup either sliding off or just sitting there? And so we want to deeply exfoliate. You want to have a regular exfoliator for during the week, something that's gentle, that will polish your skin and brighten your skin, that you can use a couple of times a week. This one is gentle enough to use every day. You can mix it with your cleanser to save a step. Now for a deep exfoliation, I recommend a MicrodermApeel, and use this twice a week, once to twice a week. It has a chemical exfoliation, and the chemical exfoliation is fruit extracts and enzymes. So you apply it on your face, you leave it for about 2 minutes, and then you jump in the shower, use the waterproof brush with a 360 rotation, and you would do about 3 minutes to exfoliate, and that deeply exfoliates to get rid of that dead skin. A couple of special treatments. One is a charcoal mask. This charcoal mask has got charcoal powder that pulls out toxins, and it has Kakadu plum extracts that has 55% more vitamin C than an orange, so that's going to brighten. Another product that is very specialized is our dark spot minimizer. This is great for people who have extra dark spots they want to get rid of, like a pregnancy mask or age spots or just sun damage is causing. And I have one that I'm working on here. And so, as I've said, I've already applied my Tight, Firm, and Fill Anti-Aging, and now for my specialty, I will be applying the Dark Spot Minimizer. It has vitamin C as well to reduce that dark spot. It has a B3, and it also has a couple of fruit extracts. They are pomegranate, caviar lime, and arceola fruits, and those actually help to even out the skin tone. And so now that my face is ready from the skincare perspective, I would like to do something about this puffiness here. One of the things I mentioned is a Tight, Firm, and Fill. It has a roller ball, and you apply it here and here. It will lift. It also helps with puffiness and dark circles. It has an immediate effect as well as a long-term effect. Another thing that I recommend is our Regeneration Dark Spot Minimizing Dark Spot Dark Circle and Puffiness Minimizing Roller Ball. It has a caffeine-like ingredient that helps with puffiness. It also builds the skin to where it's thicker, and so I just roll this on morning and night, pat it in so that it can start working, and it will pull out that puffiness from our allergies that we're having for those of us who have that, and it helps to minimize this. Now that I've prepped my skin, I am ready to go into the actual makeup portion and talk about colors. So primers. Basically, this is, I mention as art class 101. So let's say you have some redness. You need to negate it with a green. You have purple, you're going to negate with yellow. You have more of the blues, now you're going into the reds and the pinks. So it's very basic. So for my eyes, you see I have a little bit of discoloration. So if you have that as well, I recommend the Natural Shadow Control Cream because it will neutralize that color. I'm only going to do one side of my face so that hopefully today we'll be able to see the difference with the lighting being better. So it kind of neutralizes that color to where it's not quite as dark as it would be. So now when I apply my eye color, my shadows, it will be the correct color. It also comes in a pink as well as a taupe. Hi Mary, thank you for joining my take 2. Hopefully I can see the colors a little better. But it also comes in a taupe and a pink. I normally use a pink because I personally like to brighten up my eyes. The fact that I have brown eyes, I like to have the pink to add a little brightness. It's also good for those, let's say on the weekend, and you just really don't want to do all of your makeup, but you want a little bit of color. You would apply this and it just applies just a nice color. In fact, I will apply this to the other eye so that you can see how it adds a little bit of color. You see how this side is more color and this is more of a flat white. So the next primer I want to use is actually an under eye dark circle color corrector. This is specifically designed for under the eyes, and it's kind of a mixture of a pink and a yellow, so it's almost a peach color. And remember when I brought up the color wheel, how depending on what your under eye circles look like, if they're more of the bluish, then you will need the kind of pinky. Now if you are in the really purple, so let's say you have a bruise, you may want to go with a yellow. And you know what? I told you I was only going to do one side of the face, so I am actually going to remove this so that we can see, just have it doing the whole face, so that we can see the difference. Now, let's get started with what we call our primers. There are 4 in the set. These are normally $13. They're on sale for $10 a piece. They last forever. So the first color in the primers is a natural. And what you need the natural for, it is to prime your foundation. I'm only using a tiny bit. Massage my hands together and I apply this all over my face. And yes, this is in addition to moisturizer. Moisturizer seals in the moisture and protects our skin, and this prepares our skin for a foundation. It fills in any bumps, any crevices, any lines, and it makes your foundation go on very smooth, especially if you're using a powder mineral-based foundation like a wet dry or something. It makes it go on even smoother. Now the next thing is the mauve. Mauve is good for pinks and blues. I am going to show you how under my eye You can also place it there. You notice it also brightens a little, but we don't want to have raccoon eyes, so you want to use a small amount, very small amount. So the mauve will brighten as well as cover dark circles. Now let's say you have a bad age spot, a really bad one. First try it with just a little dot and put your foundation on. If it's still not covered good enough, just take a small dot and dot on top of it. I have 2 clients who use this for their age spots, and that's what they do. They apply their foundation first, take a small dot, and then just press it on there. Completely erases that age spot. The next color in a primers is the mint. Mint is great for red, like we mentioned. And the reason I'm hesitating is because a minute ago, I think I said the mauve for ruddiness. Mauve is for our purple and blues, and the mint is for our ruddiness. And I have a little bit, it's kind of hard to really see. You can see I have a little bit of discoloration here, but in the light, like in the bathroom or something, you can see this is actually a little red right here. So I'm going to show you how you only want to take a small amount. And there are 2 techniques. You can either dot it on your face and then massage it in. Now you see how it is not green. It just kind of puts a shadow to negate that color. You don't want to be Kermit the Frog. You don't want to be Shrek. You want, and look at how much is still on my finger from that one little dot. I'm telling you, these things last forever and a day. Now, I also like to just take a little bit. I have a little bit of a breakout here. And you're probably wondering, well, Jill, you use good skincare. Why do you have a breakout? Well, everybody has hormonal breakouts. We also have, if we eat too much sugar, if we don't drink enough water to flush out our skin. And I have been back on my Diet Coke. I was off of my Diet Coke, back on it, and I'm paying for it. So be sure and drink plenty of water. Now, as far as the redness, you may think, oh, I'm not red right now, but it is summertime. Let's say you're going to get out in the sun and you will end up getting a sunburn possibly, and you'll need the mint to cover that. Let's say you're having any kind of, again, hormonal changes, any hot flashes, anything you know you're going to be outside and you're going to get flushed because it's hot outside. You can just put a sheer amount like I did over here. I mean, you can already see the difference between the 2 sides, and I don't even have foundation on. And then the last color on our primers is a yellow. Now the yellow, again, if you have a bruise or if you have severe purple, you would want a yellow right here. But what I am about to use the yellow for is to actually brighten my face. And I am applying this primer kind of where we've always been taught to apply a highlighting bronzer. So I'm putting a bridge of my nose, top of my cheeks, any place that I want it to be brightened. Right here on my chin. So now, this side is ready to go. So I'm about to use a P2 Secret Agent foundation. This foundation is very, very sheer. I say sheer, it's very lightweight, but it's actually considered a, hi Lauren, thank you for watching. Be sure and go back and watch the beginning when you have time. But this foundation, it has light reflecting particles in it. It also has full coverage, even though it's a very, very lightweight liquid foundation. And that's what I like about this. If you're noticing, I'm using a foundation brush. I am also stippling my foundation on instead of just rubbing it on. It gives you more of an airbrush look when you do this. Then I'm also going to do the white diamond. Most of us have this little white spot here, and it stands out. So if you just take what's left over, you don't have to add more, just take what's left on your brush and apply. That kind of gives it a little bit of a shadow. Now, I like these flat brushes. You can apply your foundation with this. I actually use this as my finishing. If you don't have an extra big fluffy brush to do that with, make sure you've sanitized your hands and you can just use your hand. And the reason we do this is so that the heat of our body heat causes the foundation to absorb into our skin so that it's nice and airbrush finish. So now you can see the difference between the two sides. I just have nice smooth foundation on one side, whereas I have the blotchiness here, the dark circles, and the redness. Where this side is nice and bright and I'm ready for my foundation and my blush and my eyeshadow. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate that. I will be posting what products I utilized and the items that are on sale. And have a great week, and I look forward to connecting with you again on the next live.